to the Care Right podcast, your go-to resource for all things elder care. Guiding us through this journey is Annalee Kruger, the founder of Care Right Incorporated, and she has been steadfastly supporting families across the United States. Each episode brings you expert insights, innovative strategies, and practical advice, ensuring that you're well equipped to provide the best possible care for your loved ones. Expect to gain valuable knowledge, learn from real-life stories, and get inspired to take action in your own caregiving journey. So buckle up as we dive into an in-depth discussion of elder care planning and together embrace the journey of caring for aging loved ones on the Care Right podcast.
Hi everyone, I'm Annalee Kruger, the owner of Care Right Incorporated and co-owner of Plan for Life Now. I'm excited today to be interviewing Mr. David Leo with Street Smart Research Group. He's a consultant to financial planners. And so this podcast is meant specifically for you, especially our Plan for Life financial planning audience, because he's got a lot of wonderful tips that and services that would be of value for you and your practice. So I'm going to introduce David at this time. He is a practice management coach to financial advisors. He's also the author of the Financial Advisors Success Manual and the founder of Street Smart Research Group. David is a graduate of Drexel University, a management major. He's got an MBA from NYU, Management and Finance. His first job was with Chase Manhattan Bank. He's got a long career at IBM programming, sales, marketing, business process reengineering consultant, corporate VP at Payne Weber, UBS internal consulting for FAs, a business practice management coach to FAs for over 20 years, and 3 adult sons and 6 grandchildren. So I'm excited to introduce David. How David and I met was he read one of my articles that I wrote for Rethinking 65 about how financial planners can become better advocates for their elderly clients, especially when they are receiving home care or in these senior care communities. And so that article had a lot of attention driven to it from financial planners, and David read the article. And so he's been connecting me with people in his network, and I've been doing the same as well. And as we got together and learned about each other, I thought, oh my gosh, my database of financial planners really need to know about David because he's doing amazing things in the FA industry. So without further ado, welcome, David.
Thank you, Annalee. I appreciate being here. It's a pleasure. Reading your article was really important to me because in all the years that I've been a coach, the idea of elder care has not come up particularly frequently, except in my personal life. And when I heard there were solutions available that advisors could help their clients with, I was incredibly impressed and wanted to put you in contact with a lot of the folks I know because they really need it. It's a great way to distinguish yourself as an advisor. So, and that I'd focus a lot on that as well. So I'm absolutely delighted to be here. Thank you.
Well, good. Well, thank you. And thank you for seeing the value. You know, when David's talking about the services, I wear 2 hats, as some of you might know. With Care Right Incorporated, I work with families all across the country, developing customized aging plans, facilitating their family meetings, sorting out what their care options are, how they're going to pay for care, preventing family caregiver burnout, helping them understand how to research these facilities and home care companies, making sure that the family as a whole has their living wills in place, their estate documents and insurance and every accounts and passwords, everything organized. So that's a Care Right aging plan. But with Plan for Life Now, that's the elder planning specialist curriculum that myself and Bob Mauderstock created many years ago specifically for CFPs who want to learn how to better identify and address the needs of their aging clientele and how to differentiate themselves through this elder planning specialist designation from the literally thousands of financial planners who are just general practitioners and not like specializing in any specific niche. So David and I have had several conversations. They're just exciting. I'm always pumped when I get on the phone with them and pumped when I get off the phone with them. David, tell me about what you do and how you help financial advisors to be successful. What do they need to be successful, and how do you help them in that journey?
Yeah, that's a favorite question of mine. The second favorite one is the first favorite one is to discuss my grandchildren, but we're not going to do that on this call.
Yeah.
In any case, to be a successful financial advisor, a lot of that is written and a lot of it is understood. And first of all, it's about caring for and about your clients and their family and their technical competence. And I think a real curiosity to learn about people. And it's interesting because what you do gives the advisor that special ability to find out about their family. It's a special technical competence they can get. And the real curiosity is something I enjoy learning about people and learning what drives them. And if the advisors can be curious about not only the client, but their family, up and down the family, they can certainly identify additional prospects, but they can certainly identify opportunities that they wouldn't normally think of, such as elder care planning. And that's critically important. Obviously, you have to be an effective communicator, and you have to have the right mindset and all that stuff. As far as my work, I add a lot of discipline to how they structure and organize their business. There's a piece I put together. I discuss it in more detail in my book, but it works on a simple principle that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And what I've done is I've built a model that I call the 6 core client-facing processes. And it shows visually simply 6 arrows with 6 names, 1 in each box: discovery and engagement, financial planning, risk management, investment management, client service, and review and progress meetings. And under the financial planning and risk management is where I put elder care planning and understanding what has to be done for other members of the family. It's just during the discovery process, if you're curious and if you show this chart and it has ideas in it that the advisor can use to uncover in depth what that family is about, it can be a great tool for just getting closer, for building that relationship between the advisor and the prospective client. And the visualization process that I've developed really helps do that. It occurred to me, interestingly, that kids do show and tell in kindergarten. Yeah. And the reason they do show and tell struck me one day, that people are 65% learn from being visual, 30% or so from audio. So if you do show and tell, you're 95% covered. It's so simple. But that's what I tried to do, is I help the clients develop, my clients, financial advisors, develop a picture of what they deliver that they can give to their clients. So it's a constant refresher, which the clients can then say, when they meet somebody in their family or they're talking to somebody in their family, and they say, gee, somebody has to go into a home facility where they can get the care they need. And they remember on the chart that they saw and heard about this particular area. And they know what the financial advisor delivers in terms of service. So I help develop that with my clients, that specifically aligned to what they do and they want to do with their people, with their clients. And with that, in addition to that, I certainly think an advisor has to be a continuous learning person. And something like your courses give them that capability. Looking for outside support, trying to find people like yourself, their broker dealer, hopefully people like myself, their wholesalers, and find out what's going on in the world. So that's constant learning. And that's what I saw that you do as well, and what I like to do with my people, my clients, my tribe, if you will, financial advisors and financial planners. So
yeah, to really lend the best possible service to anybody, no matter what industry someone is in, you have to continually improve yourself and learn and specialize in something that that other people aren't doing as much of, so that does set you apart.
Yeah, I agree. I only work with financial people, planners and advisor. I don't do any life coaching. I don't do any career counseling. I just work with improving financial advisors' businesses, helping them organize and structure the business, establishing accountability routines, things like that. So.
And those things, because everybody's always really busy, right? Like I know I'm in literally back-to-back meetings every single day. And so all of us have very limited time. And so all of those things that you just mentioned with getting organized, and how else do you help them with using their time effectively and efficiently?
That's also a question that I love working on. One of the things that I do with my clients is take a look at their clients, take a look at their number of clients they have and how they rank them. We do something just called a contact model or a service model. And for example, in a typical advisory world, a client, an A client or a AAA, whatever you call them, the top tier client, you might want to talk to them every month and every quarter have a meeting with them. For the next tier down, you might speak with them every other month, and you might have a meeting twice a year instead of 4 times a year. So you set up this model when you do a segmentation, and I've estimated how much time a typical advisor spends with a given client in a meeting and a call. So you can, if you know the number of clients you have by tier, you can actually calculate the average amount of time that an advisor will spend throughout the year and schedule it. So you never guess at how much you're investing. If you do a financial plan, and you work with a client every year, not the first year, but say every year, and you work with them on updating the plan and talking through it, that might take another few hours. Once you develop your service model, you try and time it out. And if you know how much time you're spending, you can really estimate pretty closely how many clients you could handle effectively in how much time you have. And I very strongly believe in time blocking. So if you figure out that you spend 3 hours a day in meetings with clients, whether it's an in-person meeting or just a telephone check-in call, you block out 3 hours a day of that time. If you want to grow your business a certain amount, I've estimated that an advisor should spend 20 to 25% of their time in business development. So that's anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. You block that in, and if you block the times, and you never block your calendar completely because you always have emergencies, you always have things come up, but you schedule your time in a way that gives you flexibility as well, and you don't overschedule. And that's the worst thing advisors do is they tend to overschedule. For one, they tend to pick up the phone when it rings and answer emails when they come in. Both those things I recommend against. I schedule that twice a day. You check emails, you check phone, and you build a calendar, a work calendar of an ideal day with 75% of your time. And you know exactly what you should be doing at any given moment. It's not always exactly that structure, because one of your people comes in and says, "Boss, do you have a moment?" It's always a killer. But there are ways to improve the scheduling of the time. And we work a lot on that, trying to figure out how to best utilize the time. There's nothing worse than trying to put 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound suitcase. It just can't be done.
Yeah.
You need a bigger suitcase, and this kind of analysis can tell you when to get that bigger suitcase, which is basically another person or a junior advisor on your team or a virtual assistant or something like that. So it's fun for me doing that, being a little bit of an OCD person. I like figuring that stuff out. So we spend time on that.
You just have such a unbelievable history that I really hope that people, when they're listening to this, they're like, oh my gosh, this is someone I need to talk to in more detail, because you're a wealth of information, and you're just a hoot. We've had multiple conversations, and every single time I hang up from you when we're on a call, I learn that much more. So you're a cool dude, David.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. You're too kind.
So
I just have to get my children to believe that.
Well, let me know. I can maybe help with that. I can be persuasive.
Right. Thank you.
So we have a couple more minutes. Is there anything else that you would like listeners to learn or to know about you or your practice? And I'll when we post this video or when we post this podcast, all of your contact information and your LinkedIn and your website and stuff will be a part of that post. But is there anything in the last couple minutes that you want to wrap up with?
Certainly, I'm open to calls. If people want to talk to me for 15 minutes, you can go onto my Calendly link, Calendly/David I. Leo. I use my initial for that, and they can book a 15-minute call or a 45-minute strategy session. There's no cost, there's no obligation. As I said, I love talking to people. The other two things I would quickly focus on is business development. I do a lot of work on helping clients, financial advisors, grow their business. And we have ways of asking for referrals that doesn't ever use the word referral or introduction. So there are ways of offering a service or offering help that can help an advisor build their business. And there are 3 or 4 ways that I think are a little unique in growing the business. So that's one thing I want to mention. And the last thing I want to mention, and we've talked about this, is follow through. Follow through is just something that's not done by people in general. There's something in this world that keeps us from actually following through and doing the things that we already know we're supposed to do. And many people just don't do that. Well, first of all, I help people follow through because we'll set up a plan and I'll follow through with them and to follow through, but we'll also set up methods that they can use for following through. And there's nothing more important than if you want to get a new client, than following through with a prospect. So many times it's just not done. The last thing I'll say is that there is enough data around that says that heart patients, people that have had open heart surgery, that 8 out of 9 of them don't follow through on doctor's diet and exercise regimen. And they leave themselves open to death, literally death. So following through in our business is a heck of a lot easier than following through if you've been an open heart surgery patient. And I like to help my people do that as well. So.
Yeah, it's exciting to have met you, and I'm looking forward to reading your books as well. Where can they find your books, David?
Well, it's on Amazon,
Okay.
first of all. So the Financial Advisor Success Manual. We're in process of trying to get another one together. I've written most of it already. And now we're looking for a partner, hopefully an asset management firm that can have more outlets for it so we can get it to more people,
Sure.
which I didn't do in my first book, but maybe some folks can find this. I've also put 21 articles in an ebook of my book, which is available at no charge. So just send me an email, David at Coach David Leo, and just say ebook, and I'll send you the ebook.
Excellent. Excellent. This has been such a great podcast, David. I can't thank you enough for taking time out of, I know how busy you are. So thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day so that we could do this call together and share your information and the value that you provide to your financial planning clients that you do your coaching work with, and sharing your book and sharing your expertise and wisdom. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you very, very much. And I'm so happy to have met you and learn about what you do. It's very, very, very special. And I hope your clients and mine take advantage of it. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You bet. All right. Well, you have a wonderful rest of your week, and happy belated Father's Day too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for tuning in to the Care Right podcast. We hope today's discussion has provided you with valuable insights. If so, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our podcast with others who might find it helpful. Remember, Care Right is more than just a podcast. It's a community dedicated to supporting family caregivers with comprehensive care planning, crisis management, and resources for every stage of aging. Stay connected with us for future episodes as we continue to explore essential topics in aging planning, elder care, and financial planning. Until next time, take care, plan wisely, and remember, you're not alone in your caregiving journey.